So just so you know, we
Yes,
have to we have to do like we have to do 30 minutes because I have a hard stop at 3:30.
yeah, I remember. We are live.
Okay, good.
So, hello everyone, I am Alyan Fiverrwala, and today we have very special guests, Sir Epi. So, thank you so much, Sir Epi, for joining us today. Thank you so much for coming.
Alyan, thanks for having me, and great to be here and to also to meet you for the first time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So, first of all, before moving on your question, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, well, my name is Epi Ludvik. I'm the founder of Crowdsourcing Week and Bold Awards. My journey starts in back in the days in marketing, where I used to do all types of marketing, traditional marketing, and then digital marketing, and then started my own uh, boutique agency in New York City. And then from there, the journey of a crowdsourcing week started, where I established this out of Singapore. So it was quite a journey, but crowdsourcing is something that truly resonated within my mission and my values. And I embarked into this journey, established this out of Singapore. So here I am now, after 12 years. So,
All right, thank you so much for this introduction. So, my first question in your screen: what inspired you to pioneer the crowdsourcing space, and what drove your passion?
well, that's a great question. But before I answer that question, let me first congratulate you for having the courage to go and do interviews like this at such an age. And I really love seeing people like you who have the focus for being great. And also, this is a great because you guys have a great mentor who is has built a great platform for you guys to be able to achieve your own great potential. So this is a great way for you to get your passion out. So passion is very important, right? And so the question is like, what inspired me to pioneer the crowdsourcing space, and what drove my passion. Obviously, as I mentioned, the coming from a marketing world and digital marketing as later last decade has been one of the things that pretty much every advertising landscape has been involved. For me, crowdsourcing meant much more than just marketing and digital and everything else. It's the way that everything that we ever wanted it exists in the crowds. The crowds have all types of different passions, talents, skills, and tangible resources. And so today we have all these great technologies that enable us to utilize these great resources that crowds have. And for me, the way how I look at where this can go is it's unlimited. It has no it's infinite. And the reason why is because we're all unique individuals. So you can imagine when you bring thousands and hundreds of thousands of unique individuals addressing the problem or finding out the root cause of the problem, this is where a true opportunity is. So for me, my passion is how can we unlock how can we unlock this great potential that we have in front of us, and that's been our mission. Our mission is to unlock this human potential through crowdsourcing in every industry and sector by powering breakthroughs together.
Awesome, sir, wonderful. So, now tell us, how do you define ethical thinking in the context of crowdsourcing and innovation?
Well, the the radical thinking in the context of crowdsourcing innovation starts, I would say, with first let's identify the root cause of the problem before we try to find solutions for the innovations. And I think for all these decades and centuries, I would say, the problem has been presented to us in a form where we kind of just believed it. And I think the interesting thing about crowdsourcing um, uh, mindset is about approaching this from identifying the root cause of the problem, uh, figuring out what truly caused this problem, and then start to work on a solution. So it is a very different approach. It is an approach that still even today we're not using it, obviously because it's not an interest of many, and I think we need to change that. We also need to also think about because crowdsourcing core DNA is built on transparency. So without transparency, yes, we do have innovations. Yes, we do have all things, but we truly have not been able to achieve what our potential is. So I think this would be an opportunity for us to bring forth a different mindset, and this mindset has to come from the top, because if the top is not driving this, then we're having these clashes between two forces. But I think crowds are much more powerful than we can ever think of. But I think sometimes like the crowds they just underestimate their power. So I think this is the opportunity of a lifetime for the society, for the world, to have a better world. I would say better innovations.
That's great, sir. Wonderful. So, can you share a success story of how crowdsourcing impacted a brand or society?
Very good questions. So this is I always use a I don't want to use a case study, but I always use the story of how a Lego, which pretty much every individual knows what Lego is, because we either played with it or saw someone to play with it or heard about. But Lego used the power of crowdsourcing to innovate in such a way that brought that uniqueness in a brand and engagement and participation from all levels, between the individuals, amateurs, professionals, and so on. So they created a great platform, which was called, in the beginning, it was called Lego Kuso, because Kuso was the platform, the software that they used back then, but then they changed it and now it's called Lego Ideas. And what Lego Ideas does basically, it enables anyone to come to their platform and innovate with them by basically bringing forth ideas about toys, and the way how they designed that model was also very unique, because uh, before you even launch the innovation, that design of that toy, you must always have to think about in mind in terms of marketing. You have to remember that not that the best product wins, the best well-known product wins, right? And so when you're starting to design such a product, you always have to think about the market itself, who's going to buy it, and how it's going to be sold. And so they created such a unique platform. They designed it very well. So when anyone submits their project and innovation, they also have to think about the reviews and people giving the reviews, but also they tied in very well the way and opportunity for people to price that particular product, how much they're willing to pay for. So it's a very unique model. I always ask people to go and check them out. Just search on Lego Ideas, and that truly brought the brand to a next level. So not just to help innovate great products, but participation level is just completely mind blowing. It's for me, it's like that takes a commitment. That commitment came from the top, all the way from a CEO all the way to the bottom. So
All right, sir. Awesome. Okay, so what lead you to find crowdsourcing this and what its mission?
well, I said that when I was doing my boutique advertising agency in New York, came across the concept of crowdsourcing. To me, that uh, gave me an idea that this is a platform, a global platform for people to be able to think and align their passions and skills and other resources with the like-minded people. So it's about communities. It's about the communities and networks effects. And to me, when I understood that, that's the reason why I jumped and made that happen. It was quite a leap of faith to go all the way to Singapore to make that happen, given the fact that Singapore was very foreign to me. I didn't know anybody there, and so I had to knock a lot of doors and persevere and never quit. Right, so that's one power that we can always lean of not quitting, because uh, if you quit, then everything will just not work. So the idea of persevering, getting through, and make sure that knocking every single door and knocking more doors and never stop knocking the doors is very important. And to me, that was the main thing. Go out there and make it happen, and bring this to the world, which we did. We brought this to over 25 countries in 4 continents. We've done more than 30 plus conferences. These are physical conferences, these are not virtual. We've done probably over 100 virtual events itself. We've done over 20 roundtables in various cities from Asia, Europe, and North America. And we have not even started yet. Let's put it this way.
All right, sir. Great. Okay, so how do you facilitate purpose-driven influence in the crowd economy?
Well, you know, this is where the platforms come in, right? So the platforms today, you have platforms for innovation, you have platforms for data annotations, you have platforms for preventive cybersecurity, you have platforms on the funding side of things for crowdfunding. So there are lots of great platforms. And now what's really interesting is that now you also have platforms that are being built on top of a lightning network of a Bitcoin technology. So this is a truly a special time that we're living in as a humans. There's lots of great uh, innovations that are happening every single day. But most important is what it is the being focused. So a lot of time we can get distracted, and so I think the importance is making sure that we are aligned with our mission, with our values, where we want to go, and be clear on a destination. And then once that is clear, then is right. So for us, we are facilitating this by connecting the dots in the marketplace globally, by knowing which of the platforms driving certain things, and being the market intelligence for the all crowd related products and services.
All right, okay. So, sir, how has your global experience shaped your understanding of crowdsourcing potential?
Yeah, very good question. So my global experience uh, taught me a lot of things beyond just crowdsourcing potential itself. Brought me the dealing with people, being humble. Having interviews like this with you, it's a privilege to have an interview with you. I feel if I was at your age and I had a mentor like you, it would have been amazing things to have. So you're on a right track. You are in such a right track, and being with such a great mentors like Rehan, it's a blessing. Um, for me, it's this global experience also shaped me as an individual. Strengthen my belief. Also, uh, helped me undo some of the wrong beliefs, because some of the things that we thought was true was not true. So I had to undo that. And today, I think it is where I am today. It gave me that courage to unlearn things that were not the right data and to learn the new data, right? So that's important. And with that, I'm continually looking to learn and to connect with people, you and many other individuals around the world. The power and the value is in people, and not on the other things as well. The other things are secondary, but people are the most important thing.
Right, sir, and thank you so much for your kind words and thank you so much for this answer. So, sir, what strategies do you use to leverage the crowd for potential business growth?
Well, you know, we wish that we can use it much more. I think now with tools, with generative AI tools that you can combine with some of the existing tools in the crowdsourcing space, a combination of these could be really amazing. So we're still exploring a bunch of things that can help elevate the marketing, because again, it's not the best product that wins, the best well-known product that wins. And so how can you bring the product and services to much larger audiences, but these audiences also needs to be the audiences that are perfectly aligned to that customer, that are perfect customer profile that we're looking for. Is very, very important. And for us, like, it's been a lot about the B2B, uh, where we're focusing on how can we reach out to specific people within the industries that our partners are looking for, and how can we bring this forth in a shorter time period versus like taking a longer time. So we're still applying a number of different things, still playing around with it, and trying to bring also the automation in the mix as well.
Alright, sir, awesome. So, how do you stay ahead of this curve in the rapidly evolving crowdsourcing landscape?
Well, I stay ahead of the game by being hungry to learn, being hungry to read. I make sure that I read every single day. I make sure that I learn every single day a new thing, and this doesn't have to be just in crowdsourcing space, but in general. But when it comes to crowdsourcing, I want to make sure that I am not missing out anything. So I have set my Google alerts. Anything that is in this space, I get the first alert when things happen in the global. But also, I search for things. I search things on LinkedIn. I read articles. I read papers, white papers, reports, and see who is coming next, what they're doing next. I also look at the trends, where things are, uh, and many other things. But important is to know is like who you're following, where this person is getting inspired, where this person is being mentored from, is very important. And it's an ongoing. You're never going to know everything, so you always have to have your student's hat and be able to learn and humble yourself is very important.
Right, sir. So, what role do you see crowdsourcing playing in the future of work and innovation?
I think I think the combination between crowdsourcing, AI, um, and the gadgets that we have today and the future gadgets will change a lot of things. I just hope that this will not be uh, completely hijacked in a way and serving only small groups of people. I want to make sure that this is going in the right direction, and so I'm doing my own part. Uh, but it's very important that the to see where things are heading, to know where the destination is. Certainly, AI is going to take on in many jobs, many tasks that humans are doing today. But it's important to take away those jobs and those tasks that humans don't need to do it, and allow humans to focus on doing things that they're passionate, because passion is very it's God's gift. It's something that you can you can't buy a passion. You either have it or you don't have it, right? Uh, so it's very important that this is going in the right direction. And so we're doing our own part. Obviously, if you want to change the world, first you have to change yourself. So I'm trying to change myself, to change the my community, to change the network that I'm in, and just do my part, and the rest I'll let it play out for the rest of the world.
Wonderful, sir, and thank you so much for this wonderful advice also. So my last question is, how can entrepreneurs and business effectively tap into power of crowdsourcing?
Well, it's very important to know the landscape first thing first. I just had a conversation early this morning with an individual from UK, and I was just showing some of the direction that he can use crowdsourcing for his venture. And so you can be very creative and think about how can you create something that you can have your future customer participate in a venture that you're building. So you can do it with the funding side of things, where you can even think about pre-selling your product before you even launching. That is through the means of a crowdfunding, which is a reward-driven crowdfunding. You can also think about on the equity side, where you can bring your future investors, early investors, into the game, into your venture, and that's just on the funding part. But then on the side of the crowdsourcing itself, like how you can have individuals supporting or being part of it, you have to think about uh, finding individuals and communities that are participating there, not just because they want to make money, but they're participating there because they love the subject. They love being part of the community. And so there are many communities out there that are willing to give their hands to a cause, or to a thing, or to a mission, or whatever that you may have to bring forth this type of level of participation. So it's you just have to find them. So I think most important thing today, you have to know that every tool that exists out there. So it's not like that you have to go and invent out there. There's many tools. You have forums like Reddit. Like, for example, I go to Reddit and focus on, let's say, wow, do product research, or Quora. These are two great kind of crowdsource models where you can pretty much find those communities where they can give you a research on a such a fast, so quickly, that if you try to do it on your own, it's going to take you so much time. And then what you can do, you can take that, and maybe you can plug that into like a chat GPT, or some other GPT type of platforms, that kind of gives you a different angle. Play around, but I think most important thing, like try to get your hands dirty with all these platforms. It's not just about automation. It's not just about AI. There are um, crowdsourced platforms like Quora that you can go and find a lot of answers. Take those answers, plug them into ChatGPT, and find doing better research. So that's how you can move faster in this economy, and the rest, just think about always learning, just like you're doing.
Thank you so much, sir. It's a wonderful. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable and precious time for the interview. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us your time. I hope everybody definitely learned something new with your talk. Thank you so much, sir.
Alyan, thank you, and thanks for invitation to be part of your unlock the success story with Alyan. I wish you a great success. I'm really looking forward to see a better version of you in 5 years from now, and have that great conversation, seeing the great success you're doing, and also great success to Rehan and to all the team that they're giving you guys a platform. And for that, hope to see you soon. Take care.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.